let's start working on our legs. I'm using gray color yarn for the hooves, and then I'm gonna change to body color yarn. I would have used black color yarn, but it's very hard to see the stitches in a tutorial on black, so this is why I'm using gray. You are free to choose any color yarn you like. Now let's start with the first leg. We are gonna chain 7 and work around the foundation chain. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 chain, and we are gonna work around the foundation chain beginning from second chain from the hook, and we're gonna do 5 single crochets into the first 5 chains. So not into the first one, into the second one. In here we're gonna do 1 single crochet, into the next one the second single crochet, into the next one the third, the fourth, and the fifth. In our last chain we are gonna do 3 single crochets, so in here we do 3 of them. One, we go again into the same chain and do the second, and into the same chain we do the third. We're gonna turn our work and work on the opposite side of the foundation chain and have 4 single crochets in the next 4 chains. So in here 1, 2, 3, and 4, and on the last one we're gonna have an increase in here. In here we're gonna make 2 single crochets into the same chain. So this is my first row. We're gonna start our second row and use a stitch marker. And second row is increase in the first stitch. Let me place my marker into the first stitch, and we have like this increase, so 2 single crochets into the same stitch, 4 single crochets into the next four stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4. We will have 3 increases over the 3 stitches, 3 next stitches. So in here we have an increase, our first increase. Into the next one we'll have also an increase. We go into the same stitch to have our increase, and this will be our third increase. Next we'll have 4 single crochets into the next 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 2 increases in the last 2 stitches. So 2 single crochets into each of these 2 last stitches. This is 1 increase, and I go and make another increase. This is my second row. Third row is 1 single crochet increase, one single crochet. I place my stitch marker to know where the row begins. An increase, so 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Into the next 4 stitches we'll have 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 single crochet increase, repeat 3 times. So we go like this. 1 single crochet into the next stitch, we will have an increase. So this 2 single crochets into the same stitch. I go into the same stitch and have my second single crochet. So this is 1 single crochet increase. I have to do this 2 more times. 1 single crochet, increase. I need to do this 1 more time. 1 single crochet, and in here I'll have my last increase, so 2 single crochets into the same stitch. We continue with 4 single crochets into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we finish with 2 1 single crochet increase in the next 4 stitches. So 1 single crochet into the next one, I'll have an increase. So 2 single crochets in the same stitch, and we'll do that 1 more time. 1 single crochet, and this is an increase. On 4th row we continue with 2 single crochet increase, this is my first single crochet. I'm gonna place my marker and continue. So we said 2 single crochet increase. This is my first single crochet, my second, and in here I'm gonna do my increase. So 2 single crochets into the same stitch. In the next 4 stitches we'll have 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we'll have 2 single crochets over the next 2 stitches. 1, 2, and in the next stitch we'll be doing more stitches in the same stitch, more stitches into the same stitch, if I'm saying it right. We're gonna have 1 single crochet into the next stitch, then we're gonna have 1 half double crochet into the same stitch. So we yarn over, we go into the same stitch, and we pull our yarn through both to all the 3 loops. We will have a 1 double crochet into the same stitch. So we yarn over, we go into the same stitch, we pull the yarn, we go through 2 loops, and then through the other 2 loops. This is a double crochet. We're gonna do 1/2 double crochet again, yarn over, go into the same stitch, and pull through all 3 loops. So we've done this all into the same stitch. We will continue with 4 single crochets into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're gonna do the same as in here. We are going to do more stitches into a single stitch, when we're gonna have 1 single crochet, 1/2 double crochet, so we yarn over, we go into the same stitch, and we're gonna pull our working yarn through all 3 stitches, all 3 loops, I'm sorry. We have 1 double crochet, we yarn over, go into the same stitch, pull through 2 loops, and then again pull through 2 loops. 1 double crochet, 1/2 double crochet, the next one, into the same stitch, and pull through all loops. So it's like this one. We continue with 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're gonna have 2 single crochet increase in the last stitches. We're gonna do this 2 times. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, and into the next one we will have an increase. 2 single crochets into the same stitch. And we're going to do this one more time. 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, increase. Let's go ahead and go forward to our 5th row, where we are gonna have 3 single crochets increase. One single crochet, I place my marker, one, 2, and 3 single crochets, and into the next stitch we will have an increase. So 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Over the next 8 stitches we will have 8 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, Into the next stitch we have an increase. So in here we're gonna do 2 single crochets to have the increase. Next we'll have 3 decreases. We go into the front loops only of the next 2 stitches, grab our yarn and have our first decrease, and we're gonna do this 2 more times. Again into the front loops only, grab our yarn and pull the second decrease, and this will be our third decrease. Our third decrease. Next, into the next stitch we'll have an increase. So in here we will have 1 increase. So 2 stitches into the same stitch. Over the next 7 stitches we'll have 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we'll have 3 single crochets increase, repeat 2 times till we get to the marker. So 1, 2, 3, increase, and then we do this 1 more time. 1, 2, 3, and then increase into our last stitch, finishing the row. On row 6 we will have 37 single crochets into back loops only into each of this row stitch. So we have 37 stitches and we will do 37 single crochets into back loops only. This is the front loop in here. This is the front loop. We are gonna do our single crochets into the back one. So this will be our first back loop single crochet, and we're gonna do this till the end of the row. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to do this till we get to the stitch marker. On row 7 we have 3 single crochets, decrease, repeat 2 times. One, this is my first, 2, 3, then I'll have a decrease, so I go into the front loops only of the next 2 stitches, grab my yarn and have my decrease. I'm gonna do this one more time. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, 3 single crochets, and the decrease. Continue with 4 single crochets into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Into the next stitch we'll have an increase. Two decreases, so we go again into front loops only of the next 2 stitches and have our first decrease, and repeat that one more time to have our second decrease. 1 increase into the next stitch, so 2 single crochets into the same stitch, 2 single crochets into the next 2 stitches, and then we will have 3 single crochets decrease, repeat 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Our first decrease. We repeat this 2 more times. 1, 2, 3, decrease, and we do this one more time. 1, 2, 3. This is our last decrease till we finish the row, and that leaves us with 32 stitches. This is how our leg starts to look like. On row 8, we go ahead and do 2 single crochets, decrease, and repeat that 8 times. We will be finishing our row with 24 stitches. One, 2, decrease. And again. One single crochet, 2 single crochets, decrease. One single crochet, 2 single crochets, then we'll have a decrease, and we repeat this all the way till we get to the stitch marker. Row 9 is 24 single crochets, so 1 single crochet in each stitch around. Let me place my stitch marker into my very first stitch, and we single crochet in every stitch around. till we get to the stitch marker. On row 10 we have 1 single crochet decrease, repeat 8 times. That will leave us with 16 stitches at the end of the row. So this is 1 single crochet, decrease, 1 single crochet, decrease, 1 single crochet, decrease, and we do this all the way back till we finish our round. Row 11 is 16 single crochets into each stitch around, and at the end of the round we will be changing color into body color yarn. One single crochet, 2 single crochets, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and into my 16th stitch I'm gonna change my color. Let me show you how I change color. So instead of finishing with this color yarn, with the gray one, I go and finish my last stitch of row 11 with my body color yarn, like this. Now row 12 is back loops only into each stitch around, so 16 back loops only. Let me see. So I'm not going into the whole loop, just into the back one. And have my first stitch. I pull the gray yarn a little bit so I don't leave it loose. So this is my first stitch of row 12. I'm gonna do this till I finish the round. Again into back loops. This is my second, my third, my fourth. I can go ahead and cut these remaining yarn tails that I'm not using because they are in my way, and continue working into back loops only. And now I will finish my round when I'm gonna meet the new color yarn. We finished our 12 round with 16 single crochets into back loops only. Now from round 13 to round 20 we will be only single crochet, so 16 single crochets for each round. Before going further, we need to start stuffing our leg. Now let's go ahead to our 13 round where we will be only single crocheting. So one stitch, one single crochet in each stitch around. And we're gonna do this until we finish round 19. I'm gonna meet you back after finishing round 19. Here we are at the end of round 19. Make sure you stuff your toy while working. I already did this with mine. Now we're gonna change color to, for me in my case, is this type of color yarn. And I'm gonna show you again how I do that. Into the last stitch of row 19, instead of pulling this color yarn through those two loops, I'm gonna pull my other color yarn. So like this. So row 20 is one single crochet increase. And we're gonna do this 8 times. Pull the other color yarn, the body color yarn a little bit to have it like this. So this is my first stitch of row 20. In the next stitch I'll have an increase. Again, one single crochet, increase into the next one, one single crochet, increase, and I repeat this till I get to the end of the row where I've changed colors, and I should finish the row the round with an increase. I finished round 20 with an increase, and you should have 24 stitches. On round 21 we have one single crochet and one bubble stitch into the next stitch. Repeat that 12 times. So we start with one single crochet into the first stitch, the first colorful stitch. I place my stitch marker, and then I'm gonna do a bubble stitch. I'm gonna remind you how to do that. So I yarn over, go into the next stitch and pull through 2 loops. Now I have 2 loops on my hook. I yarn over, I go into the same stitch, I pull through 2 loops. Now I have 3. I go again and pull through 2 loops. I have 4. Let's do one more into the same stitch. And now I have 5 loops over my hook. I'm ready to finish my bubble stitch, pulling the yarn through all of them. Next one will be a single crochet into the next stitch. Then into the next stitch we'll have a bubble crochet, a bubble stitch. Again, I pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. I have 3 chains on my hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. I have 4 of them, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now I have 5 and I'm ready to finish my bubble stitch. So I grab my yarn and pull through all 5 loops. And I'm gonna do this till I finish my round, and I should have 12 bubble stitches and 12 single crochets, so 24 stitches altogether. I'm gonna meet you back here at the end of round 21. I finished my 21st round. I finished with the bubble stitch. You should have 12 bubble stitches, so let's count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. This is how my leg looks like. Now you can go ahead and slip stitch into the first single crochet of the previous round. And fasten off on the first leg, because we will continue working with the yarn from the second leg when joining them together. So this is the first leg. We're gonna do one more exactly the same as this one, and I'm gonna show you how to join them and start with the body. Remember to stuff while working. Mine is stuffed till here. This is how my 2 legs look like. This is my first leg that I cut the yarn off to. And this is my second leg, and I'm gonna keep the yarn, the working yarn, so we can attach the legs together and start working on the body. Now what we should do, and this might be a little bit different on your legs, you'll see how it goes, is to start single crochet till I get to my middle part of the leg, so somewhere in here. And I'm gonna tell you how many single crochets I have till here. In your case it might be different. You might have more or less single crochets. It's up to you. So let's see. One single crochet, 2 single crochets, 3 single crochets, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, let me see, I need to do a little bit more, 9, and I will go till the 10th single crochet. So I made 10 single crochets till I arrived to my middle part of the leg, so like this, and in here I'm gonna join with my other leg. So 10 single crochets till here. I grab my first leg, I go to the middle part of the leg, somewhere, let's say in here, and I will join them together, and I'm gonna show you how. This is how I want to do them. Okay, I'm gonna grab the yarn to this stitch and then pull through both loops on the hook. And this is how I've attached the second leg. And now I'm gonna count my stitches on this leg. There should be 24 because we finished our first leg and second leg with 24 stitches. So till now we have 10 single crochets on the second leg, and on the first leg we have 1, and in total we should have 24. We're gonna do this together. So 1 that we joined in with, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So 24 stitches into first leg. Now we go ahead on our second leg and continue joining them. So this is how our joining looks like. In here I've joined them together, so I'll go into the next stitch and start counting. 1, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So we have 14 stitches from here to here, and then we had 10 stitches from here to here. So it's 24 altogether. So 24 stitches on one leg and 24 stitches on the other leg. That's a total of 48 stitches. You can go ahead and count them to be sure we have the same amount of stitches. And regarding this gap over here, we can take care of that later and sew it. So this is row 1 of the body, because we've joined legs together, and we can go ahead and start our second row. On the second row of the body, we will have 1 single crochet and 1 bubble stitch into the next stitch, and we will repeat that 24 times. In total, by the end of row 2, we will have 48 stitches. So in case you didn't have enough with the bubble stitches, we're gonna go and do some more. I know sometimes it can be tedious, but the final result, you will love it. So 1 single crochet, and then we go and have a bubble stitch. So yarn over, go through 2 loops, yarn over into the same stitch, go through 2 loops, yarn over, go into the same stitch, going through 2 loops, and 1 more. Now we have 5 loops on the hook, and we can finish our bubble stitch. Next one will be a single crochet, and again a bubble stitch. I'm sure by now you already know how to do this, so I can go a little bit faster. I have 5, I can finish it. Then I go again with a single crochet, and I repeat this all the way around till I arrive to my stitch marker. At the end, we should have 24 bubble stitches and 24 single crochets, so 48 stitches in total. I finished second round of the body. We can go ahead for our third row, where we have 2 single crochet, decrease, repeat 12 times, and at the end of row 3 we will have 36 stitches. So I finished my round with a bubble stitch. Now I go on third row, and we have 2 single crochets, so 1, 2, and a decrease on the front loops only of the next 2 stitches, and have our decrease Let's do this more. 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, a decrease, one single crochet, 2 single crochets, a decrease, and we repeat this till we get to our marker. This is how my body looks like at the end of 3rd row, where we have 36 stitches after the decreases we've made. On 4th row we have again 1 single crochet, 1 bubble stitch into the next stitch, and we will repeat this 18 times. At the end of the round we will have 36 stitches. So let's do a couple of them together, and then we'll meet after we finish row 4. I will place my marker. This is the first stitch. The next one will be a bubble stitch into the next stitch. Now I have 5 loops and I can finish my bubble stitch. Again, 1 single crochet, and in the next one I'll have a bubble stitch. Five loops on my hook, I can finish. And I continue doing this till the end of the row, and at the end of the round we will have 36 stitches. I will be finishing the round with a bubble stitch. I've finished row 4 of the body and I have 36 stitches. You can count them to be sure you have the exact amount of stitches. You should have 18 bubble stitches on this round and 18 single crochets. On 5th row we will be only single crocheting. We will have 36 stitches. In the next 36 we will have 36 single crochets in the next 36 stitches. This is my first single crochet, my second, third, fourth, fifth, and we will continue doing this until we arrive to our stitch marker. We can go ahead and continue with row 6, where we will have 1 single crochet, 1 bubble stitch into the next stitch, and we will repeat that 18 times. By the end of row 6 we will have 36 stitches. This is my first single crochet. Into the next stitch I will make a bubble stitch. I have 5 loops on my hook. I grab the yarn and pull it through all 5 of them, and I finished my bubble stitch. And I do this again. So 1 single crochet into the next stitch, 1 bubble stitch into the next one. And when I have 5 loops on my hook, I grab the working yarn and finish my bubble stitch. So now I finished my second bubble stitch. I will continue doing this all the way around till I arrive to my stitch marker. I have finished row 6 and I have 36 stitches. So 18 bubble stitches and 18 single crochets, all together 36 stitches. Now I'm ready to go on row 7, where we have 1 single crochet decrease, and repeat this all the way till we get to our stitch marker. So 1 single crochet, a decrease into the next one. Front loops only with the next 2 loops, and this is my decrease. Go again, 1 single crochet, decrease, one single crochet, decrease, and I continue doing that till I go to my stitch marker. I finish row 7 with 1 single crochet decrease, repeat 12 times, and now I have 24 stitches on my body. Next row, row 8, is 1 single crochet into the next stitch and 1 bubble stitch into the other one. We repeat this 12 times. We should have 24 stitches at the end of the round. So 1 single crochet, this is my first single crochet, and into the next stitch I will have a bubble stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now I have 2 loops on my hook, yarn over into the same stitch, I go and I pull through 2 loops. I have 3 of them on my hook, yarn over, go into the same stitch, pull through 2 loops, 4, yarn over, go into the same stitch, pull through 2 loops. Now I have 5 loops on my hook and I'm ready to finish my bubble stitch. And I do this all the way around. So 1 single crochet, the next one will be a bubble into the next stitch. On my hook, 4 on my hook, and 5 on my hook. finishing my bubble, and again 1 single crochet, and I repeat this till I get to my stitch marker. I finish round 8 with 1 single crochet, 1 bubble stitch into the next stitch, and I've repeated 12 times. So in total I have 24 stitches. Now it's time to stuff our toy. Remember to stuff your toy as many times you need while working. And I'm gonna do that some more after I'll work the next rounds. You can stuff whenever you find it's necessary for you. Now we can go to round 9, and on round 9 we have 24 single crochets into the next 24 stitches. So we have 24 stitches, we're gonna have 24 single crochets. I love how my color looks like, and I'm pretty curious what color yarn you chose to work with. Okay, so we have 24 single crochets. This is my first one, second, third, fourth, fifth, and we continue doing this till the end of the round. I finished round 9 with 24 single crochets into 24 stitches. Now on row 10 we're gonna go and do 1 single crochet and 1 bubble stitch into the next stitch. Repeat that 12 times. So we have in total 24 stitches. This is my first single crochet. Into the next one I'll have a bubble stitch. And again 1 single crochet. Into the next one I will have a bubble stitch. There are a lot of bubble stitches in this pattern. Five loops on my hook. I will finish my bubble stitch, and I continue doing this all the way around till I get to the end. I should be finishing my round with a bubble stitch, and together we'll have 24 stitches. I finish round 10, 1 single crochet, 1 bubble stitch into the next stitch, and I've repeated 12 times. In total I have 24 stitches. We can go ahead to round 11 and have our last round of decreases. We have 1 single crochet decrease, repeat 8 times. That will lead us to 18 total stitches for the round. So again, we have 1 single crochet. This is my first single crochet. Let me place my stitch marker, and then the next one will be a decrease. So in the front loops only of the next 2 stitches, I'm making my decrease. 1 single crochet, a decrease, 1 single crochet, a decrease. We repeat this all the way around till we get to our stitch marker. Please remember to stuff your toy while working. I finished row 11 with 1 single crochet decrease. Now I have 18 stitches here. Before going to my 12 round, where we have 1 single crochet, 1 bubble stitch into the next stitch, and repeat that 9 times, I'm gonna stuff my toy a little bit more. We are getting ready to finishing the body. Okay, so let's go ahead and work our 12 round. That's 1 single crochet in here, and into the next one I have 1 bubble stitch. And again 1 single crochet into the next one. I have a bubble stitch. And we repeat this all the way back to our stitch marker. So 1 single crochet, 1 bubble stitch in the next stitch, and we repeat it for 9 times. In total we should have 18 stitches. I finished round 12, and I have to say I made a mistake regarding my counting. So I made 1 single crochet, 1 bubble stitch into the next stitch, and I repeated that 8 times, because in total you will see we have 16 stitches, not 18, as I previously said. So you should have 8 bubble stitches. Let's count them together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I hope this is not too confusing. That's why I'm writing all my notes down in the video as well, because sometimes it happens to say something wrong in the audio, in the video, but the writing is always right. Okay, we can now go ahead and finish with the body. We have one last round, that's round 13, and we will only be single crocheting into every stitch of the round, and that will be 16 single crochets. This is my first single crochet, This is my second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, my 7 single crochet, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So 16 stitches all together. Now we can take our stitch marker off and slip stitch into our very first stitch of the previous round. We should fasten off, leaving a long tail for sewing. This is how my body looks like and the head. I really like the color I chose to work with.